up short today. Feels like I fell 1,000 times. Nothing but doubt to flood my mind. 'Cause sometimes it's hard to remember why I ever started racing with my dreams. A restless December, feeling I was meant for more than I believed. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I will struggle, I will shout. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. I swear I meant to do this. I'm told that love would never lie. Where my head has met my heart and they are beautifully aligned. But sometimes it's hard to remember everything I've done that's brought me to this space. I started with embers, now a raging fire is burning in its place. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I will struggle, I will shout. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I'm on my way. Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? But we've been living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Boku no mirai wa dare ni mo wakaranai.
Good morning. How are you guys doing this morning? Hope everybody's feeling well. You know, we're getting down to the wire, right? We've got just a few days before the jolly fat man in a red suit, and no, that's not me, comes sliding down your chimneys and delivers all the Christmas goodies, right? And hopefully you guys won't be receiving any coal in your stockings. So, good morning, cocks and cunts. Well, you know, Dave, that's such a pleasant. Good morning to you too. How are you doing, buddy? So, our morning funny this morning is it says nobody liked caroling with Yoda. says, "A Merry Christmas we wish you. A Merry Christmas we wish you." So, yeah, I could see why people wouldn't want to go caroling with Yoda, right? Oh, Lord. I don't know where Purple Paw Prince gets these things, but bless their heart. I just, okay. And of course, I love Star Wars, so the current iteration, not so much, but the classics from the 70s I liked. So 70s and 80s. So anyway, this next story, some of you may know this, some of you may not. But earlier this year, there was a lawsuit that finally occurred between Futuristic Hub and his former business partners. And, he tried everything beneath the sun to protect or protect what he said was his YouTube channels. But they lost in court. And him and his wife lost in court. And so 8030 is reporting here that those YouTube channels are now completely, totally gone. They've been deleted off of YouTube. And there were some comments here, like Captain Poofers, did he end it, or was it because control shifted back to those who had legal rights over it due to the lawsuit? Well, that's a good question. I'm not for sure exactly when they. I know I watched Tommy did a big stream on it, and then I watched. There's a YouTube channel out there that has all the footage and stuff from that lawsuit. It was all recorded and uploaded. It was all public, and at the end of the thing, the judge issued that that the transfer of ownership would go from Futuristic, or from Brian to the other parties, and so I don't know if it's just taking all this time for YouTube to finally get the paperwork and transfer it over to them, or did Brian know this was coming and just deleted it all to prevent them? If he deleted it all, what I will say is that is not going to bode well for him, because according to the court rulings, that was no longer his, right? So that is something that is I guess relatively new, and that is definitely something we will have to keep an eyeball on and see where it develops. The thing of it is this, right? I don't know. It's kind of like that. You can't squeeze blood from a turnip, right? It just doesn't exist. So, if the legal owners of that content, if they're not the ones that terminated those channels, right? If Brian did it prior to him losing complete total control over it, they could go back to court. But again, what do they gain? What do they recover? What I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe they could go back to YouTube and petition them to restore it. That would be the only thing that I know. And I don't know if YouTube. Okay, I'll say this. I know that as a Google administrator, which I am and have been for several years, in different jobs that I've had to manage Google domains for and when you delete an account, you have up to 30 days to restore all the data, right? So if they, if it's a deal where Brian deleted it, as long as the people got on it and everything, they possibly could get it back if they weren't the ones that deleted it. Now that I know. So anyway, how many of you guys are big fans of unicorns? You like unicorns? Well, in this next little clip, this is what happens, guys, when you mistreat a unicorn.
But I not. All right. If John, you joke,
No, I don't like Christmas songs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fuck
What?
off.
Why do you not like Christmas songs?
I don't know. They just get on my nerves. I don't know if anyone else is like.
Man down. Unicorn
I
1,
just don't
man
really-
0.
Oh, good.
I don't mind Christmas. Like Christmas is
I'm
fun.
fine.
The songs.
Are you though?
Stop playing the same ones.
Waffle!
I'm good. It's fine.
He's
Waffle, you
gone.
okay? Waffle fell!
Waffle.
He fell.
Waffle is down.
But I know it.
I thought that was kind of funny. He's trying to take care of that inflated unicorn, and just gets wrecked. That's a great find, paw prints. That was really, really good. So last night we were streaming over on Dead on Dave. I had a really good stream. Matt, Pitt, myself. We were joined by Drew is sharing. Xylee gets real. And, of course, the infamous Sabo popped in for a minute there or two as well. But when we were going over the Babs, Edwin, and Keemstar Brantley, I don't know exactly what that is, but as far as, is it a triangle? Is it a love triangle? Is it, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, Matt Pitt, told a little story about how, explaining what he thought, I guess, was going on was that Babs got a little taste of the clout. Now she wants in the clout castle. Anyway, Ren Ulla, which is a very good artist, really, really was really, really quick on this, right? And drew this picture here, right, which is very good. And, said this, this is the clout castle. This is what everybody's trying to get into, I guess. And, of course, Matt was like, how do you draw these things so fast? And Ren says, well, I'm here to comment on the commentary and funny bits. It needs to be fast. And, of course, Dave says, you're awesome. And they are. 100% they are awesome. I thought that was pretty good. Because, because actually, truth be told, I messaged Matt when this popped up because the show was wrapping up or whatever. And I was out there checking Twitter for like any last little, bits that popped or anything like that. And I got, and I noticed I was tagged in this. And so I sent it to Matt and I said, He goes, did you not just watch, would you not listen to the show? I said, yeah, but I just couldn't, I guess in my mind, I couldn't put it together that somebody got something like that done so fast, so quickly, because this drawing and that type of stuff, that is not a talent that I have. I'm not a talented person. In that aspect, as far as being able to draw or whatever, I've got other talents that are somewhat useful at times, but that's not one of them. And anyway, this was just amazing. And so, because Matt, I guess, had not ever used it, I guess that expression, whatever, before. So, good on Ren. And just from what I'm seeing, if it looks like to me, guys, maybe if you're, you need a little artwork done for thumbnails or things like that, maybe reach out here to Ren Ulla, and they maybe could help you out a little bit there. So, anyway, we artists can be quick, and so yeah. I've had some artwork and stuff commissioned here and there, and the artists that I dealt with were always very, very, very timely. And, as time goes on, I do want to have more artwork and stuff commissioned and done by some of the artists and stuff in the community. But sometimes, and this is not in any way, because you guys are worth it. Don't get me wrong. You're worth every penny of it. But sometimes budgets just don't allow, for me to, drop, that kind of money, week in and week out. So, for some reason, I'm not for sure. My wife loves to buy her like Mary Kay cosmetics, and she likes to buy shoes and things like that. And so, the Mighty Mrs. Riv takes priority over PeePaw getting some artwork done. Because you know what they say, right? Happy wife, happy life, right? All right. So moving along, this next one, the main bulk of the story today, or show today, is coming from this Twitter Spaces. Now, this Twitter Spaces last night is called Women Recording, and from what, if I'm understanding this correctly, this is kind of going to be a reoccurring thing, right? And this is hosted, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and if I am, and if any of these lovely ladies are in the chat, you please correct me. But it is a kind of going to be like a little bit of a podcasty type thing, and it's with Aussie Wordsmith, Hannah Clark, I think Channery, and maybe Empress K. I'm not for sure. So lick that like button, purple. Do we need to have a conversation there? Okay. Yeah. So lick that like button. I don't know. Anyway, but anyway, so this first little segment that we're going to be listening to here, let me get my timestamps up here so I get this, because Keemstar joins this recording, this Spaces, I guess, and he had some interesting things to say about the aforementioned one-legged wonder, Matt Pitt.
Talking.
Exactly. Told you.
Who's kidding? Yeah, we're done.
So Edwin tried to steal Bo Black's bitch, so we stole Edwin's bitch. What now?
Yeah, no one looked good in that story.
Marcus, I don't know. Or
no one looks good in that story at all.
No,
but was it good?
What?
Now you get her Brantley on the Keemstar show feeding you grapes. That's what you need to do.
And you need to be wearing a toga. You have to have a toga on, and one that has to be showing.
Yes, Kim, you have to do that.
Who's feeding me grapes?
Brantley.
And Edwin's girlfriend. I don't know what her name is.
Yeah, Edwin's girl. She's there to look pretty.
Okay, so Edwin tried to walk. All right. So what happened is, and I don't know if that's like a throwback to like the Fireball thing. There was a whole kind of a thing where Edwin and Bo Black was going to be partners on Fireball, and then, but I don't. He said Bo Black's is won't. Well, he said bitch, but I don't like referring to. I don't, Keemstar probably was just making stuff up, because I'm not aware of Edwin or Bo Black's having a girlfriend that he's like ever publicly, announced or anything, but I could be mistaken on that. So anyway, let me see if I can, right here. Let's bump it up just a smidge.
Oh, no, they don't.
Come on.
That's whatever.
Explain to us why you blocked Matt. Why did you block Matt?
Explain it to us, because I'm actually really curious. Like, what gay ops do you think he's doing?
I caught Matt Pitt doing some real op stuff, for some real sneaky stuff.
What is it?
He thinks he's so smooth and he's not, so he got blocked.
What is it? What is it? Tell us.
No, I'm not going to.
Why?
Yeah, he just wants to go around and tell people. He's the guy. Wait.
So you're doing a transfer, bro.
Hey, one at a time.
Thank you. Yes,
he's the guy that's like, I slept with the coolest girl from the other school. Yeah, what's her name? I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you.
No, actually,
until you can levy some, I was not done speaking, Keem. Unless you've got some actual stuff to lay at Matt Pitt, I don't think you got anything.
No, I'm sorry. I have to rewind the clock, because you asked me the question. All right. It is up to me if I want to say it or not. I'm not going around saying I blocked him because he was doing some weird stuff. You asked me, and I answered your question.
Not right now.
And
We
when you
didn't
said that,
because
like,
you
I'm
won't
the
say
cool
anything.
guy at school, like saying that, like, I hooked up
In
with a
fairness,
girl,
I
not
did
saying
ask.
what the girl's name is. Like, what? I'll say any girl that I hook up with. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
we
think
know.
it was well, what do you think? Could you like give us like a vague estimate what you think Matt did? Like if you were going to like put it basically in riddle terms.
He's doing some sneaky stuff, plotting on certain people in the community, and I just said, "Fuck you, bye."
See, that's what Keemstar was actually on. Tommy C's show. He did an interview, right? And evidently it was even discussed on the after, because Keemstar would never said anything during the interview. And then I did not get to listen to the after show stage that Tommy did. But to my knowledge, this is all Keemstar has ever said, that he found out, quote, Matt was doing some real sneaky, it was like a snake. He was doing this shady shit, but he has never, ever, ever came forward and laid anything out. There are those that have a opinion that this is just Keemstar trolling, doing a bit, whatever, having fun with Matt. And it very well could be. But it also could be that, if you guys stop and think about it, here's just another little, thing to toss out there. Matt and the now recording podcast, his cohorts, here's of late, they have kind of been the epicenter for a lot of major things that occurred, right? Shortly after Salvo was on there, the iteration that we had of the Keemstar show, which was Salvo, Keem, Brantley, and of course Chris, ceased to exist in that form. And some have said that. They have, like I said, they have been kind of the catalyst of a lot of stuff that is, there for a while. It seemed like every couple of days or whatever, they were bringing people on that podcast. And then after that, things would just melt down. It would just completely and totally, because of, revelations that would come out of that podcast. People would say things or what have you. And I think that is a testament to the skills, and I do believe it is a skill that Matt possesses, as far as being able to get people to come on and talk. I believe it shows how good of an interviewer Matt is. He words questions and gets people to answer questions that are in a way that are not off-putting, and it puts people at rest, or not risk, at rest, and it puts their minds at ease, so they're able to talk, and they don't feel, as guarded. And I think that's a real testament to those guys over that podcast. And they put out some really, really good stuff. So if you haven't, if you guys aren't following that podcast over on Piplub's channel, you really, really should do so. Let's see here. Banana says, Keem's always right. Mastermind Matt Pitt is going to kill us all. I don't think so. Let's see here. What else do we have in chat? Asmo says, as far as I remember, you're right. PeePaw, Boblex doesn't share that kind of thing online. Yeah. Like I said, I know there was this whole joke between Willie Mack and Boblex and Edwin on the Fireball, and being like kind of jealous lovers with each other, whatever it was. That was all kind of a bunch of yucks and laughs and goofs and gags and things. But I don't know if Keemstar was referring to that. Probably not. Matt Pitt's response video. Okay, exactly. I, and the thing of it is like, oh well, it was because Matt Pitt trolled him in that stream on Dave's, that night. No, Matt Pitt was actually blocked by Keemstar way before that. Let's see what else was I to say. January says, I will say how 8030 put it out. Now recording are always welcoming people and have neutral ground. They suggest always now recording or Spurg alert. Yeah, but I would say there's another podcast out there. I think that if people ever want to get their voice out, or if they feel like that in some way they don't have a large enough platform, they could always hit up Banana or myself and come on the Clear as Mud podcast. Now we don't have as much of a reach as say Now Recording or Spurg Alert, but what I can tell you is this: Banana and I would not take advantage of you. As far as we wouldn't, we won't. I think you'll get as fair a shake as you could get anywhere else. Period. I'll just put it that way. Banana will be mean to you. Well, Banana might be a little mean to you, but I won't. Not unless you're just being complete and totally just unrational about something. And I wouldn't be mean. I would just try to reason with you and offer some different perspectives or points of view. I'll put it that way. Clear as mud stonks. Yeah, I guess. Or if you didn't want to do like a multiple person situation, you could always hit me up and we could work out something maybe on my channel. I would be willing to sit down with somebody and have a conversation as well. We could definitely do that. Let's see here. So anyway, these next ones. Okay, let me get it forwarded over here. I tried to get this recorded or get this downloaded prior to the stream starting, but that didn't work. So I'll have it archived here in a little bit though. So try this way here. We'll do this like this. Okay. Oh, this thing is so touchy. Well, we're going to start there. So this next one, in this next segment, I guess Abby and Hannah kind of have some words. So let's see what happens on this one.
Hannah a lot recently. Is that like true? Like, are you do you have something going on with Hannah at the moment?
No, I just made one joking tweet recently, but other than that, I've kind of left it alone since I was on the show.
What was the tweet?
It was you and Claire going back and forth, so I made a poke at you, and then you flipped the fuck out.
Oh, so you're completely ignoring the tweet about, oh, can you shit on the girl in Wales? So you're gonna just ignore that, are you?
Shit on the girl in Wales? I don't know. What did you say?
I've already fucking shown them the tweet,
okay.
mind.
Well, you're taking it too personally. I don't care.
It's not personally. It's just you're a fucking coward.
I'm not a coward.
No, you're just a
I'm
coward.
Just not wasting
yes,
my
you
time
are.
on irrelevant hoes. Sorry about it.
Is that all you care about? Is clout?
No, I don't give a fuck.
That's
about
why you
clout.
suck up to YouTubers.
I don't suck
That's
up
why
to
you suck
anybody.
up to YouTubers. Yeah, you fucking do.
Who
you
am I
literally went
to
to see Death Noodles for Chris. You seen Death Noodles for Chris. You made that on Dead on Dave's show.
Okay, and?
You didn't even go to see Salvo. You went to impress someone that you're a mod for. How fucking
I
pathetic
went
is
because
that?
it was gonna be a point of fucking history. What are you fucking even on about?
History. It's a guy on the internet doing
and
a
it's
stream.
fucking funny. You know how many YouTubers talked about that shit? It was a moment in fucking YouTube history. Are you fucking
Yeah,
retarded?
not about you. You said you went to see the Impress
I've
Chris.
never once made it about me.
Oh my god. Really? Never once made it about you? Alright. Keep telling yourself that.
Okay. So I think everybody, to a certain degree, if you're going on YouTube shows or you have a YouTube show or you get into these Twitter spaces or whatever, right? You're doing it because you're trying to elevate your presence, right? You're trying to make yourself whatever. There's been people who has said that, you know, that I don't really seek out clout, right? And I'll just tell you something. That's not entirely true, right? Because I'm on YouTube. I make videos. I do these streams every morning. I have a podcast. But I don't, maybe I don't seek clout in the traditional way, right? I don't suck up to people just so that I can benefit from, you know, their popularity or whatever, right? If I hang out with someone, it's because I truly like them and I like hanging out with them and laughing and having fun. Now, a byproduct of that, of course, is that it does raise your overall presence on the internet. And so by that, I get, yeah, fine, whatever, right? But there are people who do jump around and they do it solely for trying to, you know, to try to rocket and get into the clout castle, right? The aforementioned clout castle. So, I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and say that Abby is is a clout chaser or anything like that. But does she seek popularity? Does she seek attention? Yes. Just like I do. Just like Banana does, just like anyway, right? Just like Hannah or Aussie or Shannery or Cassandra or anybody else that's doing anything on the internet, right? You are all seeking to raise your presence or your recognizability, right? Or for people to come see you. I do think that but here's the thing, some people are okay with being I guess recognized as clout goblins or whatever. They're okay with that persona. And if they are, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and cast stones at them. But you know, my intentions from the very get-go was to never be some big YouTuber or something like that. My purpose, really and truly, all I wanted to do, and I feel like I am doing that, and I will continue to do this, is to try to help people, be it using my knowledge of technology and that type of stuff, where I can help people do things in the back end, like if they're streaming or things like that. I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst either. And I offer that knowledge and that time and stuff for free, as long as it coincides with my ability, to work it into my schedule to do it. So as long as people understand that, you know what I'm saying, then what tools I have, what knowledge I have is, of course, 100%, theirs as well. And like I said, and hopefully friendships spawn from that. But and like I think over the years that I've been doing this, I've made some really, really good friends. Banana is a really good friend. I consider Max a really good friend. I consider Dave a really good friend, right? Some of you guys are in the chat. I'm just starting to get to know you guys, right? And I would call you acquaintances. And I would say that I would hopefully one of these days be able to call you friends as well. But it takes time for me to get to that point, right? So, but I do hope we get there. Don't Don't be like Dave when I referred to him as acquaintance when he and I first met about a little over 2 years ago, I think. At this point, it was right, he really got upset because I called him an acquaintance. But after I explained to him, because Dave and I had not really spent a lot of time, I think I was definitely more aware of him than he was me because I wasn't really doing a whole lot at that point in time to quote be, I guess, out here on the playing field as it were. But I had been watching and from the stands and cheering and stuff for a long time. Like I said, I've been around for a while. It's like Dave was saying last night on the stream. He said he just recently learned just really how long I've been out here. Let me show you guys something to kind of give you guys an idea here. Okay. Let me move this out of my way so I can do this. Okay. So this is my profile here, right? Right here, June 2009 is when my Twitter account was created. Okay. So I have been on Twitter since 2009, right? Okay. Let me see if I can go over here to YouTube. Let me go to let's see where I need to go. My channel maybe about, does it show here? Yeah. Okay. This is how long my YouTube channel has existed. August the 1st, 2006. Okay. Now, I had some videos back from this time frame right here in 2006. I had some YouTube videos up on my channel. They're not there no more. I deleted them. I got rid of them. They were really, 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 really bad. And all they were was, how many of you guys remember a program called Fraps, Fraps? Not to be confused with fapping. It's not fapping. It was called Fraps, Fraps. Anyone remember what that software was? Anyone old enough? Yeah. So Fraps was a third-party application that gamers back in the day used to record and capture gameplay. Okay. Used it back when I was competitively playing Counter-Strike. Okay. And so I had some old Counter-Strike videos, and I had some World of Warcraft videos that I had made that with the guild that I was in, that we were just out. And this was back before they had battlegrounds and things like that in WoW. So this was before there was ever any type of so the only type of PvP was what they called world PvP. So, we would group up and we would just go out to certain areas in WoW where you knew you could find horde, and we would just run around and just gank, and I would capture the stuff in Fraps, and it was at a 4:3 ratio. I'm not even for sure. I can't even remember what the resolution of the monitor was, but it was like I had a really big it was it was big in that it was bulky, right? Because it was actually a CRT monitor. But and I would capture, gameplay and then turn around and I can't even remember what software I used to edit and put all of it together. It's been too many years ago. That's a long time ago, but I deleted all that stuff off of there because I didn't understand. I guess basically I didn't really understand YouTube back then. And I had like a A dirty alliance asshole. Never meet your heroes. Yeah, Squatchin. I was a dirty alliance. I was the racist, bigoted alliance. If you guys don't think that the alliance, especially in vanilla and stuff, wasn't bigoted and racist, ooh, child, let me tell you, yeah, they're not on the right side of things, I'll tell you. But in their defense, you know, you had this whole other race of you know, the orcs and stuff that just invaded from another planet. So they were just trying to protect the borders, right? But anyway, yeah. So I had a lot of like songs, like radio play songs, and everything I put up was copyrighted and shit. And so I got rid of it. I deleted all this stuff. And I think I actually still have, if I dug into some of my hard drives and archives, I think I actually have some of the videos still. If I find one or whatever, I may, as a treat to you guys, I might upload it to Twitter. How about that? So you guys can see some of my early stuff that we did. If I can find it, I don't know if I can. If I come across it, I'll look today. I'm not going to like dig deep, but if I do come across it, I'll upload it on Twitter. How about that? Will that you want to see it, D-Max? Okay, I'll see what I can do for you guys. But no, so I've been around for a long time, right? But like I said, so, but I didn't understand this. I understood the technology and I understood that part of it. But as far as understanding all the ins and outs and stuff, you know, it took some time. But I got to where, you know, I could, and I'll be honest with you. There are times when I still don't understand it and whatever, but I'm going to pull back the veil just a little bit. Okay. And I don't know if Dave's still watching or not, but if he's not, guys, don't clip this and don't send it to him. When I do some of the stuff that I do with Dave, when I'm playing stupid, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm playing stupid just to aggravate him, to get him spun up. A lot of stuff that I do intentionally because it gives him an opportunity to yell and scream and have his moments. Oh no, he's still watching. Oh, I'm busted. Oh no, I should Well, I'll have to quit doing it now because he knows what I'm doing, and you just robbed us of content, Dave. Oh God. Oh, but you know, I will say this, and I don't think this is bragging, and if it is, I don't give a shit anyway. I think that, and I'm proud. I'll be honest, I'm proud of this, right? I think that Dave and my chemistry is really getting good. It's really starting to refine, and it's becoming a thing to watch. And I think that Dave is putting out some of his best content that he has in years. Triple down, play worse. I can't do that. You know why? Because then I'm going into the full, and you can't come back from there, right? If you go full, what was it Robert Downey Jr. said? You can't go full retard, right? I can't. If I did that, I couldn't come back from it, right? Because then I would always be known as that. So, yeah. So I can't do that. But no, seriously, I think Dave is, you know, he's got a stellar lineup. You know, really, truly anymore, Monday through Saturday. He has a stellar lineup. He's got some awesome people that come on there. And I think, you know, Dave, I credit Dave with a lot of my, I think, what I call a stage presence, or my growth over the last couple of years, because he has, even though I'm a little bit, not much, just a wee bit older than Dave, he has such a great talent for this stuff. And he, he kind of took me under his wing, and he really helped me hone this and get better at it. I'm nowhere near the caliber of creators that he is, as far as his, but I, hopefully one of these days, hopefully I'll get there if I continue doing this. And the really good news is that I'm going to be working from home at least until at least sometime in like 2025. There's going to be occasional days where I may have to go into the office and stuff, and so on those mornings, sadly, there will be no coffee with PeePaw those mornings. But what I can tell you is those will be far and few between. Okay. So we're going to have plenty of time to have coffee with people and do these streams every morning. And I'm really enjoying these streams. I really, truly, I am. And I enjoy this time. It's early. It's quiet in the house. And, so, we have, basically, 2 more years of me being able to, at least 2 more years of me being able to help Dave and us develop and build that show until he gets tired of me. And that's possible. Dave could get to the breaking point where he just says, I just can't stand you anymore, you old bastard, out of here. And that could happen. That day could happen. I'm not foolish enough to think that it wouldn't or couldn't. It very well could happen. And if it does, what is more important to me than being on Dave's show with him or whatever is that Dave and my friendship persists irrespective of what happens on YouTube. Cause, and I mean this with all sincerity. I do dearly love Dave. I think he has a heart of gold, and, he inspires me in so many ways with his willingness to not accept defeat. And let's just face it, right? He is freaking Batman, and Batman is like one of my heroes. So why would I not, right? Why would I not? Anyway, so yeah, I think that's enough of the mushy stuff, right? That's enough of the sentimental bullshit with me. Let's see here. Okay. So we got one more little section. Let's go back to the whammon recording. We've got one more little section here. This one's labeled Jalen drama. So in case some of you guys don't know, Jalen here recently, I don't know if this is like a bit. I don't know if this is something that she is just going mask off about. I don't know. She has said some things that is pretty horrific in recent days. She got into, hang on here. What's this? Oh, I got a donation. JFA tip $5. It's not that bad, Rivy. My day came with when Dave threatened to whoop my ass. Kidding. Love Dave. No, he's not kidding, JFA. He honestly, I think if he sees you in person, I think he'll throat punch you, and then while you're trying to get your breath, he will square toe kick you right in your testicles. I do not think he wants you to be able to reproduce. He does not want any more JFAs running around at the end of the day. And I think that's when he says that, I think he means it with all sincerity. I think he would throat punch you and then kick you in your testicles. He doesn't want you being able to make any more JFAs. He wants your line of succession to end with you, sir. So I see some people saying that Jalen is a community spurg or whatever. And here's the thing: she may very well be. What I will say is this, and this is me in my opinion, right? Um, some jokes, while they are jokes, to me they're kind of tasteless, right? Um, so some of the stuff she said recently, she got into the Parking Tigers Discord, and she allowed herself to be baited, is a good way. They took some things and then whatever, to where she actually raged, destroyed a keyboard, um, called people the N word with a hard R on it, told them to go back to their country. I'm not going to go into my whole spiel on that. If you want to know what my thoughts are on that, go back and watch yesterday's show. She then went on to tell Floptina that they should be gassed. And, even after Floptina, stated, this was after Floptina stated that they were Jewish. So yeah, that's a pretty nuclear take, and something to say to a person of Jewish descent. Yeah, I just don't think it's. I honestly, I didn't get a chance to listen to this next segment before the show started, so you and I are going to be listening to this code, and let's just see what happens.
We're going to that territory anyway.
Yeah. Hannah, do you know much about the Jalen drama? And if you do, would you like to tell us about it?
I've seen parts of it. So Jalen being Jalen, it was edgy because she does have a history of that. We do know that.
Yep.
But I wasn't aware that she was still acting like that in like the Discords and that. Because publicly on Twitter, she's been, she's calmed down quite a lot.
Has she?
I even made like the biggest post going like, I'm so proud of Jalen for like smartening up and like just maturing. Like she's changed so much and I love it. And then when I heard about what happened, I was like, oh.
Okay.
Speak too soon.
Yeah, no, I have quite a few screenshots of Jalen not at all being like that in Discord. I actually have one singular person blocked, and it's Jalen, and it's not because I want to.
Oh, hang on here. We got another donation, I think. Verse tip, holy crap, $25, Verse. Lord, that's going to buy a lot of coffee, y'all. You're a core part of Dead on Dave and any other project you're on, even if you're enjoying it yourself or it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't change the fact. Keep it up, Riv. Better than Matt. Oh, I wouldn't say I'm better than Matt. Matt's really good. But thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. That's really kind of you. Thank you.
Throw hate or anything, but I specifically went to them because of the stuff they were putting in Discord. And I said, well, why are you acting like that? Because I didn't know them to be edgy before. I had only known of them. So to me, it was new. And I messaged them privately because, sometimes I really think stuff should be just taken privately. And she said, I'm not in that server. I'm like, oh, wait, no, you are. And I had to keep going back and checking. And I said, you are. I can show you. I have it. I can screenshot it to you.
It looks like here. Yeah, and they link to the Parking Tigers clip that he posted where she told Floptina, who is a Jewish person, that they deserve to be gassed. And here's the thing, and they're just going over. It's okay, so it's not anything new. They're just sharing their reactions to this latest outburst by Jalen, and I think sometimes when people get a little bit confused, there's infamous and then there's famous, right? and there are certain people through history of time that was infamous, and their story stuff lives on and on and on and on forever, right? Someone like, say, Billy the Kid, right? Um, he was infamous. He was infamous for being a stone cold killer. That was had the ability to sniff out traps and escape them and get away with it, right? He was infamous. And then you have people who are famous for things that they did in history, right? Like Wyatt Earp, right? He wasn't infamous; he was famous because he, settled, um, different towns and stuff as a lawman. He came in and brought law and order, and calm, like Tombstone and things like that, right? So he was famous. Um, I think what Jalen is doing, I don't want to necessarily, I guess, put words in her mouth or things of that nature, but um, and she's young, and sometimes when you're young, you don't really have the tools to understand what when you're getting triggered, and so you just have these outbursts and you say things and stuff. And I would hope that she really truly does not have these thoughts or beliefs, but she seems to say this type of stuff repeatedly. And there was another young lady back several years ago that kind of came onto the scene and was really, matter of fact, she was shouted out by Keemstar, no less. And she really started growing and stuff, but then she started really taking a very hard line, very racially charged, racist comments and stance, and that would be Sophie, right? Um, and I know that she recently has come back onto the scene and is making content again. Um, I really haven't checked it out because, as far as I'm concerned, um, when she became as radical in her ideologies and expressed those ideologies in the way that she did, I really lost interest. So I kind of, just uh, said, no, I don't care if you're back or not. So JFA says, I genuinely believe Jalen is a psychopath. Here's what I'll say. I know people throw around words like that, and I'm not, necessarily whatever. I myself, since I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist and things like that. I tend to try to be really careful about putting words like that and hanging them around people's necks. But I will say this. Um, I I don't know if it's too late for her as far in her reputation. I don't know if this part of the internet, this portion of it, whatever, will still accept her. Um, but if it's not too late, I will say this: she 100% needs to stop. She needs to stop. I think you can be edgy. I think you can be like right on that, that edge, but I think you can't cross the line, and I think she's crossing the line. And if she continues to do that, she's going to find herself having to be appealing to people, like the Nick Fuentes's type of people, the extremists. And I just think it could be very cold over there for her, and not a lot of reception. Um, because what she needs to understand is that portion of the internet is not real receptive, to trans people. So she maybe want to be very careful what bed she climbs into. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so it is unfortunately, it is time for us to call this a day. Because I've got to get to work, and but I've loved our time together. We remember we'll have tomorrow morning and possibly Thursday morning. But then after that, I just don't know. We might possibly. I don't know. I have to check with the Mighty Miss Riv. I might possibly be able to squeeze in a Friday morning special for us, right? A little Christmas Eve celebration, maybe. We'll see. But listen, tonight at, I think it's 7 this evening, Eastern Standard, I believe is when we normally go, because Willie Mack is old and he has to get in bed, so we can't keep him up too late. So tonight, Dead on Dave, we have, no, it's not Willie Mack tonight. Tonight is, I'm sorry, this is Tuesday. This is SFTP Tuesday with Dead on Dave. So I don't know if we'll just be getting Matt tonight or if we'll be getting Tommy too. But if we're getting Tommy, it will be around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Yeah. I think that's when we'll be. Watch my Twitter, watch Dave's Twitter, and we will 100% let you guys know exactly what's going on tonight. Wednesday was Willie Mack, yep, and then Thursday, hopefully we'll get Nicholas DeOrio in. And Friday, hopefully Bo Blacks will be back from his Hawaiian vacation. The last I seen on it was he was back in Canada, but because of the snow and stuff, he was not. I think he had to do a layover in, was it Alberta? I think it was. Maybe something like that. Yeah. Oh, Calgary. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, hang on. That's Alberta, Calgary, right? Is that right? Am I right, Squatchin? I'm sorry. Sometimes I get Alberta, Calgary. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, I think he had a layover there because of the weather. So hopefully Bo Blacks will eventually get back home. Cause I'm hopefully he gets to come on Friday. I don't want to hear about his trip to Hawaii, and because that white pasty boy, hopefully he got him some sun, because some of those pictures I've seen, whew, that boy, as my son says, he's the color of chicken skin. He's just white. Anyway, listen, you guys, keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.